Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss ideas for starting a distillery on a shoestring budget. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Royce Neely and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
How are we doing?
Hello. So yes, we're going to be talking about starting a distillery. This happened, the idea for this show came after a conversation in the barrel shop. This guy came in and said he's been messing around for years now and working on recipes and things like that. And he wants to start a distillery, and he's thinking about getting an investor, someone to do that for him. And then, building this distillery and doing it on a very small scale, and then making a vodka and stuff. I'm like, I see like 5 things wrong here. Who cares about the vodka? That's getting an investor. Figure out how to do this on your own, and you own the thing. That's the key. So we'll talk about some ideas to do a distillery on a shoestring budget, and Royce will have to put aside the fact he's a distillery owner, and we'll talk about if you were just starting out, and you didn't really have a whole lot of money, how could you do that? So that'll be fun. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
Yeah, so I don't know, but anybody else get caught up in these reels and TikToks of everybody lip syncing to other people's music?
Oh God, no!
I get caught in this crap.
But it brings up angry old man anger. It's stupid to me.
Of lip syncing, that's the videos that you stop on and watch. Is the lip syncing videos, Tim?
Well, it's that, and it's all the Dr. Pimple Popper stuff that's throwing up with the algorithms these days. That thing's nonstop too. But it got me thinking, because somebody posted this on a website or group that I follow. Now we know all these people are getting famous lip syncing on TikTok. Does Milli Vanilli have some redemption here? Because those poor bastards lost everything, and now look at everybody's cool.
One guy's dead. The one guy died. He couldn't take it. Yeah, maybe.
They deserve a redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go back to who was it? Britney Spears? Was Jessica Simpson? No, her sister got caught lip syncing on Saturday Night Live and started hopping around. We fried all those people, but Ashley Simpson,
and everyone's mad. And now she'd be really rich for that.
Yeah,
correct. Amazing the world that we're in right now.
The Ashley Simpson one was interesting because no one accused her of not singing the songs to begin with. It was the fact that she was lip syncing on Saturday Night. But a lot of people do that on that show. I don't understand why there was that hate towards her for that.
Because she was just so bad at her lip syncing.
Yeah. I guess.
I think the music, the audio was off.
It started skipping. It started skipping or something.
So it just was an embarrassing thing just in general for her.
Yeah.
She just started jumping around in a circle or something like that.
Yeah, she did a hoedown.
Yeah, she did a hoedown. She went like this. And nonstop stage.
And then just left her band, by the way, who had it was still going on. You watch that. Yes. It's horrific to watch on YouTube. It's so great. Her band still had to play the thing out like they're still playing because no one said cuts or anything. It's a Saturday Night Live. So she leaves her band. So I think that's probably the greatest mistake that she made.
The problem was that she just made it worse, I think, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
But again, Tommy Lee get caught with we have the whole stadium show going on. It's the Rolling Bones and all. You got Rolling Stones. All these guys come out. I think Tommy Lee got caught with a backing track too. he's running around the stage and the drums started before he got back behind the kit too.
Oh.
So there's all this stuff out there.
Well, what about the time he lost the drumstick and he had to figure out what to do to use for a second drumstick?
There's only one option for a second drumstick, and it's attached to my body.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can't fault him. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Everybody's getting famous now for lip syncing, and it's a crazy world. There's no creativity left.
Yeah. Tommy Lee is such a goofball that it's almost like there's nothing he can really do to ruin his career. You know, he's in a good spot, and
it's well done.
Right.
What's the most recent thing he did, Steve?
He did a recent Instagram post that he said was accidental, and of course had a full frontal nudity on there, and it is like, whoops, oh sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
Was it an accident, Tommy?
Yeah.
Or were you just showing off?
Yeah.
Reminding people.
Right, just
who you are.
Lest anyone forgot.
After the video and the documentary and the docuseries, if anybody forgot.
I was not in the pool.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah. That Pam and Tommy documentary was fantastic. By the way, they need to make more stuff like that. That was great. I thought that.
Oh yeah, they all the prosthetics. All the prosthetics they put on all the actors, facially wise, definitely checked out, and apparently also body wise, all their prosthetics also checked out from the picture we just saw yesterday.
Yeah. So there you go. All right, gang. Well, guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Royce Neely this time. Royce, what do you got?
Some Old Monroe Distillers Select. This is the Legends pick.
Okay, the Legends pick. All right. Very nice. Okay. Where'd you pick that up at? Where was that from?
It's this place called ABV Barrel Shop.
Oh, nice.
St. Louis, Missouri. I've been there.
Heck yeah. Tim, how about you, man? What do you got?
I'm debating between a sample. Since I'm going up second, I probably should participate. I got this bottle of Whiskey Acres Blue Popcorn sitting right next to me.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
there. I'll show you how to pop a Whiskey Acres top. I've got Whiskey Acres. Their bourbon. Let's see here. Here you go, Tim. Here's how you do it. Oh, that's enough to take the lead. It can't be beat, though. It wasn't great. I mean, just enough to take the lead here. Beka, what do you got? You're the last one.
I've got some Buffalo Trace, just some regular Buffalo Trace. Nothing special about this Buffalo Trace. And it's also about half gone.
Okay.
Let's see if it does anything.
Oh, that was interesting.
Not really. It was
surprised that cork survived.
Yeah, I thought the cork was going to break off the way it pulled.
Well, not enough to knock me off, though. I got it. There's you go.
Good job.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers. All right. We'll take a quick break. What? What did I just say there? We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about starting a distillery on a shoestring budget. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely family distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Well, go ahead, Danny. Is there something you need to say?
Just sitting there saying that plain and simple, if you're sending me to a text, you need to tell me you need to send it to me in a text. So
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about starting a distillery with no money.
Yes, it can be done. It can be done. I think that you got to find a place that would have cheap rent. I think that's the start. But what you got to watch out for, it's like you can't just go anywhere though. That's the thing too. You can't just go like, oh, okay, there's a strip mall doesn't have much rent, because you got to, there's water involved. You got to get and dispose of it. There's grains you got to get rid of, and maybe you could even do that in a place like that as long as they're okay with it. You're going to have to make sure that the city that you're in is fine with that. I mean, I've seen distilleries in strip malls. I mean, you go up to that rum place in St. Louis, they're right there, and just there's other shops right around and right next to them. So it can be done, but just proceed with caution there. So you can get in the right spot. And I assume there's ways to collect all that spent mash and all that and dispose of it properly. You can't just put it down the sewer typically. So yeah, we'll work around that. But what are some other ideas to start on a shoestring?
Don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably
Don't.
Quit. No, I mean, that's a mean way to say it, I guess.
What's the shoestring budget, Akeley?
Yeah, say what's
Give me the parameters here. What is what do you consider a shoestring budget?
So say someone could get their hands on only $150,000. Could they start something commercially that allowed them to grow into something? So like you're talking about, a tiny still, 50-gallon still or something. And maybe to me, one of the parameters would be like Lenny started. If you remember when Lenny started, he started with a very small still. What I liked about what he was doing, he was making just White Dog. He wasn't making vodka or anything like that. He was making White Dog, but he had a cocktail program with it. So that's one of the key things too. So he's taken that White Dog, and can another White Dog really sell? Probably not. But you know what? If you're got a cocktail program and you're creative enough with it, you can turn that into $8 or $10 per drink. So I think the focus, if you've got not much money, is got to be equally on how you're selling it out the door to customers, because that's where you're going to start ringing the cash register. And I think a cocktail program is a key to a distillery that would be trying to get started on truly a very shoestring budget.
Well, and with that, you also need to be somewhere that's not out of the way.
Right.
If you're going to do something that involves cocktails and not just, bottle sales and tours, you need to be somewhere that's a higher touristy type of place, or at least a high traffic type of place, so that people see a sign on the side of the road and they go, oh, we can stop there for a cocktail. And so you have that foot traffic. If you're going to try and put it 45 minutes off of an interstate in the actual middle of nowhere where people cannot easily get to it, then you can't. I say that's just a recipe to fail.
Right.
People have to be, if you're going to do cocktail program, you have to have it somewhere that people will come to get cocktails.
Royce, and I'm talking about a place too. It's difficult to imagine because you've got a distillery that is now expanding and going to be. It's already in multiple states. It'll go in more. Say a person's goal wasn't that. Their goal was to make a very comfortable living for themselves. So they're starting out where they're even below that right now, where they're kind of just put this money into it. But their hopes is to grow where they have enough money to just for their family. They're not doing a legacy thing. This is basically going to be their job moving forward. And then when they retire, that brand probably shuts down because they're talking about when they get to bottling in that, it's going to be what they can get out their front doors. So I mean, you're not, if your goal is world domination, you really probably shouldn't start at $150,000. But trying to get started with something as low as that, what would be some ideas that you would have, Royce, as a guy who's done this before, not on that budget, but someone that really was trying to just start as low as possible?
I mean, you better be willing to work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to be in there doing all the work. So not only the distilling side, but then you're going to be up front talking to customers. And I did this back and forth for a while, and it was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to stop what you're doing and go up front, and then you got to change the mindset up, right? Multiple times throughout the day. Because like working to the front, you kind of get locked in for the day, and it becomes easier. But when you got to switch that up, it becomes even harder on you. So I mean, you're willing to put the work in, a lot of work. Because I mean, 150 grand, and no more money, only money profits coming in. You're not gonna be able to hire somebody for a long time, maybe ever.
Right. Maybe the person's lucky and they have a spouse, and then you have that would almost is key because then you have a second person that is invested in that business and can help you out, and you don't have any expense associated with it. So that's why I like when the warden is taking care of our register at the ABV Barrel Shop. I don't have to pay her a thing, and I don't have to feel guilty. I mean, it's it is what it is. Yeah.
She's also security and bodyguard too, Steve. I've learned that the hard way as well. Stopping by the house.
Yes.
She's quite menacing when I come to that, and such a lovely woman. I would not want to cross paths with her.
Yeah. Tim tried to just show up randomly at my house, and she's like, "Does he know you? Does he know you're coming?" And she has a whole list of questions. In the meantime, I'm just right in the backyard drinking, of course.
Tim looks like he'd be a Fed kind of. He looks like he's showing up to bust the bootlegging operation.
Yeah.
Does he know you're coming? No, you cannot.
It was entertaining as I wore my ABV Network stuff just in case, because I'm sure the shotgun was right around the corner from the door jam.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the Mossberg Shockwave was just hung up on right just outside of your site there. So.
Amy's ready to just literally toss you out.
Yeah. Well.
That checks out. I'm not doubting the warden at all for that.
Yeah. Probably a really good name. I mean, some cool branding would help out because again, t-shirt sales and merchandise. If you get the local community where you can get them invested, where they like the idea of helping you out as a very small brand, that might be helpful too. I mean, because you can do some of that sort of stuff in addition to selling. I mean, and Royce, when I used to come into your place, you had great branding from the beginning. You had, very, very good merchandise, and people were buying things. So again, you didn't start on that shoestring of a budget, but you started a small company, and probably merchandise played a very big role when go back to the earliest days of your distillery. I assume that was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us, this was just my dad.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I did. I mean, he was able to build stuff for 25% of what the cost would have been.
Yeah,
so that's how we didn't have to rent it. We got to own it. We got to build it.
That's a great point.
That's
being able to build and do the things yourself, whether it's you personally, like someone like you, Royce, or a family member like you had with your father. That was very helpful because you're not paying a contractor every time you need to build something.
Yeah, I mean, 150 grand would be gone very, 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 very quickly.
Yeah,
in today's market, with any, I mean, I don't even know if you could get a still piped in. I know you couldn't buy a still boiler and get it piped in for 150 grand a day.
Right.
There's no way. Not if you had to do all, couldn't do any of it yourself. So
yeah,
I don't know. You have to start with electric. That means you're probably distilling off the grain. There's not much growth with the still. I don't know. It'd be tough.
This guy I was talking to, his point was, don't forget Colin Spoolman. And I know Colin Spoolman's story. He started with 8 10-gallon stills. That was his operation in Brooklyn when he got going. Even when he had I'm not talking about what he's doing in his apartment illegally. I'm talking about when he was a legal distiller. He had 8 10-gallon stills. That was his start in a commercial business. And so it can be done.
He also graduated from Yale. offense to the dude you're talking to, but
Yeah, this guy did not graduate from Yale.
he probably didn't graduate from Yale.
Yeah.
And this was also 2010.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Spalding was like the only distillery in New York.
Yeah. Imagine what that. I would love to go back in time and go strolling in there. 8 stills running. He had to be just like you said, Royce. The guy just had to be killing himself working. I mean, 8 stills at once. Yeah. That doesn't sound fun, does it?
No, not really. No. I'd do it, but it don't sound fun.
Right.
This isn't a budget thing, but it is something that you need to have to keep your business going. If you're going to start that small and you're literally relying on the public, is you have to be kind of likable.
Yeah.
Your story has to be a likable story, and you have to, like we said, really good branding. Because if they come in there and you've got good branding and the cocktails are okay, but you're a fucking asshole, then no one's ever going to come back.
Right. Yeah.
Location is key.
Location.
Location.
Create a comfortable atmosphere where people want to come and stay. Try, come in and buy multiple cocktails and, that type of thing. I think that's good.
I was going to say, the first thing that came to my mind on this topic, Steve, with both the Neelys on here is, first thing that came to mind was make sure mom doesn't find out that you're doing this first. And the still goes away as you're transitioning.
Check what you can pluck from North Dakota. Go through the postal listing there. See if you can grab something good out of North Dakota.
Yeah.
You gotta pluck something from North Dakota.
Pluck something good looking and likable from North Dakota.
That's right. That'll change the game big time.
Bad business plan. So
everybody figures out you're an asshole. Just go find something likable from North Dakota.
Go marry someone that people do like.
Marry someone people like. Yep, that's a good start. I've done some things right, boys. You've done some things right.
Yeah.
Broken watch is right twice a day, Royce. You got that going for you, which is nice. So then the second thing that came to my mind was, if you ask anybody who started out, they've always said we should have bought the larger still at the beginning. We shouldn't have bought. We should have put more money into the larger still and grown into it. But out of all the parts that you can have on the still, is there one part that you would know that you would add if you were starting out at the beginning that you like? I should have had that. I should have had that one part to make distilling easier off the pot earlier than stumbling into it later, or any type of setup that would come up that'd be like, this would put me ahead faster.
Yeah, that was easy. And that's just going with the boiler from the beginning. I did the electric Bain Marie route. And although I had to bring 3-phase into the building anyway, so I didn't lose money from it, but like steam makes it so much easier and more consistent and less run times. And, to me, to make sure the quality is the right, I would make sure I invested the money in the boiler. I would do everything I could to make sure I had a steam-driven operation.
Okay.
And floor drains.
Floor drains
are key.
Big deal.
Do not build a distillery without floor drains, ever.
As many as you can have.
Yes, floor drains everywhere.
If you think you have enough, add one more.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
there's a good tip right there.
Yeah,
that's an early decision to make.
I don't think you're getting any floor drains for 150K. So your life is misery. Yes, invest in a lot of mop buckets.
A lot of mop buckets. Yeah.
So there you go. It's not an easy road. There's no way that starting with a low amount is an easy road, but it could be done for the right person with the right scenario, coming up with the right branding, who actually can make some good whiskey too. At the end of the day, that's going to be a big factor here, not one that we talked about, but you got to be able to make good product. And if you can make good product and you're willing to put in the time and the hard work and know that it's not going to be a money-making venture right from the get-go, you've got a chance. And you know what? Having a chance is something that's pretty cool. So there you go. That's the best we can tell you. It's not an easy road, but it can be done for the right scenario. So, all right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. That means, Tim, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on the Tasting Events page at abvnetwork.com and on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Royce.
Find me at Neely Family Distillery at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and on Facebook and Instagram at Neely Family Distillery.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop. Learn more at abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Later.
See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.